welcome on into another episode of Getting Wild with Terry and Friends. I'm Terry, that's Nick, and we are ready to break down some Thursday sports. I will be honest, I don't have anything in the NFL game because have you seen the NFL game? It's not really the most attractive and shocking. We once again have a NFL primetime game that is um, not good. I guess you could say. It's like I don't know how it seems to happen. Every single primetime game seems to be just a bad matchup. So maybe one day we'll get. Well, we've seen a couple good ones, but they just seem to be bad. So once again, I'm not on anything there, and then nothing in the baseball game. But we'll have lots of hockey plays. We'll jump into it and look at the current show standings. Overall, the show is up 25 units. NBA took a little bit of a hit yesterday, but overall, everything is still profitable. NHL, best bets up 8.3 units. Dog of the day, down -4. Over under, pretty much even. NBA, I still have to move people around in the standings there, but overall, still profitable. Most with all three categories there. NFL, best bet over under doing good. Dog of the day, a little bit down. Baseball, nothing much has changed there. College football, basically the same there as well. Overall profitable, and other sports, nothing in other sports currently. But we will move on to today's slate. We'll take a look at the comments here. IceX says,
Pasta.
"Oh, is that what it is? Okay, pasta." I was like, "What is that?" I'm trying to like look and see what it is, but a stupid matchup there. I said it for you. Yeah, stupid, unappealing. Like I don't know the exact word to use, but just yeah. What's up, Kev? Thanks for coming on in. Toby Saber 60-minute over 5.5 plus 240 cash 1-1 evening. Betting first to 5 and shots in first 10 minutes. Overall 34 and 17. Yeah, I know you've been doing well with that. The first team to 5 shots. Um, I've never attempted that. It's just I'm not even a first period guy. Like I don't even really do first period bets. So to do first 5 shots is even more hardcore with first period bets that I kind of get into it currently. But I wish you all the luck. We'll go into our first game here. We have the Vegas Golden Knights and the Ottawa Senators here. You can find Vegas -140 to -150. Ottawa plus 118 to plus 126. 6.5s right across the board in this one. And for me, when I looked at this, Vegas has enjoyed playing Ottawa. Obviously, this Ottawa team is better this year. So when you look at past history stats, um, a lot of these teams stay the same for the most part, but there are teams like the Senators who are up and coming and have made a lot of additions and subtractions to their core lineup, and that is the Senators. But Vegas 4-0-0 in Ottawa. They scored 4 plus in all 4 games in Ottawa, 7-1 overall against Ottawa, and they scored 4 plus in 6 of the 8 games. So they've not had issues scoring against Ottawa. And if you look at what Ottawa's done this year so far, they are on a losing streak here where they are allowing 4 to 5 goals. So for me, the play here is Vegas in regulation, which I got at plus 108. I liked them to continue on with their early season success. I like the spot for them. I also did a same game parlay where I took Chandler Stevenson, Jack Eichel, and Mark Stone, which is the top line for Vegas, all to get 1 point for plus 225. So I'm riding with the Vegas top line here, all to get 1 point. Hopefully it's all off one goal, and then I don't have to worry about anymore about it. But I like Vegas tonight. Nick? Golden Knights, Senators. What do you think of this one?
Yeah, I got involved in this game at 6.5 here with the total. I took it under at minus 105. My projected score for this game is 3.39 to 2.15. I'm actually looking a little bit at Senators team total under 2.5 at plus 130. I think is an interesting look here. One thing we've seen from Vegas this year is they have been playing smothering, clamp down defense, and they've been giving up 1.73 goals per game, which is top in the NHL. And they haven't been that great of a scoring team, only averaging 3.18 goals per game. I know Ottawa's more of a high scoring team, but I think the matchup here definitely favors the under with Vegas. Because one thing we've seen Vegas do is ever since that first game of the season where it finished 4-3 against LA, the next 8 games they've gone 7-1 to the under. So this is a team that's been playing heavy under games, and they've been money. And my numbers love the under here, about a goal edge on it. So I'm going to take the under 6.5 with a lean towards the Senators team total under 2.5 around plus 130 as well.
All right. Somebody actually sent that in as their total. The Ottawa team total under 2.5 in this one. But we'll move on along to the next game we're going to talk about here, and that is the Boston Bruins and the New York Rangers. You can get Boston plus 109 to plus 115. The Rangers minus 130 to minus 137. So books are pretty aligned here in this game. And then when you look at the total, 6 everywhere, minus 109 to minus 110 everywhere. So again, books are extremely aligned on this Boston game, Boston and the New York Rangers. I bet Boston money line last night, and after that, I saw that Swayman was projected or was likely, and I was like, "Ooh, okay, I don't really like that too much." And now it's Allmark. Swayman is injured. Of course, I don't wish injury on anybody, but I'm glad that Allmark is starting for my Boston Bruins bet. He has been great all season long. I got Bruins plus 111. You can get them plus 115 basically everywhere now. They just shouldn't be a dog right now. That's basically my opinion. Is this team just should not be a dog, and until I start seeing a reason um, to fade them, I'm not going to, because I've had success backing them. Even as a dog, even when they're down 3 goals against Pittsburgh. Was I confident they were going to come back? You can ask Nick. No, I wasn't confident. I wasn't overly confident. But hey, this Boston team doesn't have any quit. Give me Boston Bruins money line at a nice plus price. Nick, Bruins, Rangers. What do you think here?
Yeah, these are two really good goaltenders, two well above average goaltenders so far this season. And actually, my numbers suggest a slight goalie edge towards Linus Ullmark in this matchup here. 0.770 to 0.772 is that's how close these two goalies are to each other. I have this game projected at 2.58. 2.58 to 2.49, slightly in favor of the Boston Bruins in this game. I'll lean towards them on the side. The only thing that really kept me off is I'm kind of worried. I'm kind of interested to see how they continue on after. I believe I heard it was the biggest comeback in Bruins, or one of the biggest comebacks in Bruins history, the other night against the Penguins, down 5-2. So let's see if they ride the momentum into this game or if this is a flat spot. I like the under in this game an awful lot. I got under 6 at even money, and I was worried when I saw that Swayman was projected last night because I had Ullmark locked in as my projected goalie, and that was the numbers I was using to project the score. And I had this game at a 5.08 goals for this one. I like the under 6 in this spot. I think this is a low scoring game. If you're looking for, I mentioned this the other day. I didn't bet it, of course. I'm not going to be betting this one as well. When the Rangers were playing the Flyers, saying that this could be a good chance for a draw. This would be a good chance for a draw as well, seeing a 2-2 game heading into overtime. So I lean Bruins, but I'm on the under 6 as my favorite play in this game.
All right. Jake likes Bruins money line. I like it as well. But we'll go on along to the game that I'll be watching tonight, which is not the Thursday night football. We have the Seattle Kraken and the Minnesota Wild here. You can get Seattle plus 140 to plus 150. Minnesota minus 164 to minus 176. 6.5s right across the board in this one here. I won't go on for an hour about this game, but basically what I'll say is Nick's like, yes. Basically what I'll say is that people are underestimating the Wild still at this point. The numbers look bad for Fleury. Yes. If you look at his overall season numbers, they look bad. But if you look at what he's done in his last 7 games, 5-1-1, he has a couple early games with some rust. He has got over that. The Wild also have been winning games. The only loss since the first few games of the season in regulation was Detroit with backup with Gustafsson and net. Flower will be in net here against Seattle. Minnesota has 4 days off after this. Yes, injuries are piling up. Marcus Foligno won't be playing. Brandon Duhaime won't be playing. Ryan Hartman won't be playing. And Greenway is still currently out as well. So that is a lot of the big, strong, gritty guys in the Wild lineup. But all the skilled, fast, and speedy guys are still there. With the Wild having 4 days off after this, Kaprizov is going to get a ton of ice time tonight. Cubano was messaging me saying that he likes Kaprizov to score tonight. And I was looking at it plus 100 thinking, okay, there's not really a whole lot of value there because it's plus 100 on a goal scoring prop. But the more I think about it, he's going to get a ton of ice time tonight with 4 days off coming up. So I won't be surprised if Kaprizov scores a couple again in this one. But for me, Wild puck line, I got plus 136. You can get it now, plus 138 to plus 160. Obviously, a lot of money has come in on Seattle. I'm also on Kalen Addison over half a power play point, plus 285. He is the quarterback in the Wild power play. The Wild have the 4th best power play in the league. Seattle has the 4th worst penalty kill in the league. So I look for the Wild to get power play goals. And I'm also on 2 big plus money goal scoring props. Marco Rossi to score plus 420 and Mason Shaw to score plus 475. Marco Rossi, I'm on that because he had a point drought. He did not score or get an assist until last game when he assisted on Kaprizov's goal. And the confidence he had in his play after that was extremely noticeable. I think it carries over here. I think he scores his first goal of the year for plus 420. And then Mason Shaw, since getting moved up with Matt Boldy the last 2 games, he has goals in back-to-back games. He's plus 475 to score playing on the second line. It's his birthday. His mom is going to be attending the game today. I already mentioned Kaprizov is going to get a ton of ice time. Well, this Boldy line is also going to get a ton of ice time. So Mason Shaw over half a goal plus 475. I kind of want to make it my best bet, but I'm not going to make a plus 475 goal scorer my best bet because that's a huge it's not my most confident play of the day, but I really like it. If you want to sprinkle some on a nice plus money price, I like Mason Shaw over half a goal. I talked way too long. Nick, Kraken Wild, what do you think here?
I do see a little bit of an edge towards the Kraken team total over 2.5. And one thing you did mention with all those players being out, all the gritty players, and that's going to lead to more speed, which is going to lead to more up and down play, which is going to lead to more goals. I lean over in this game as well. I had this game at 6.86 goals, so it wasn't enough of an edge for me to go ahead and pull the trigger on the over 6.5 here. It was only about 0.36 goals of edge, and it's a minus 111. So it wasn't as much of an edge there. I do see a little bit of a nice little edge here, 2.5 with the Kraken. I do have them projected for 3.4 goals. So I do think that this could be one of those games where it's up and down. We saw the Kraken. They're starting to score a little bit as well. So Kraken team total would probably be my look for this game if I had to get to anything. But we'll see. And it is Martin Jones in net. So it's not Joey Daccord.
Yeah, Martin Jones is back from his personal matter. whatever that is his head fully in the game? That's questionable question to ask as well. And even if his head is in the game, he has been playing above his Martin Jones expected um, self. So I think we could see a bad spot for him here in this one.
Which is why if you like the Kraken, the team total is the way to go, so you don't have to worry about what Martin Jones does in net.
You'll just have
So
to
I can
worry
see this
about
being
Marc-Andre
5-3.
Fleury. We'll
I can
move
see
on
this
to the
being
next
5-3.
game. Knicks Islanders are headed to St. Louis to face the Blues. You can get the Islanders minus 105 to plus 104. St. Louis minus 110 to minus 120. Sixes. And I actually see 1.5 available for this game here. And yeah, it's more of a pick 'em now, which is probably more correct. But the Islanders, I get it, they're on the road. But sometimes road and home, who's at home, who's on the road. When one team is losing 5 games in a row by 2 or more and have lost by 3 or more goals in 4 of their last 5 games, and that's the St. Louis Blues, who are completely falling apart. And the Islanders 5-1-1 in their last 7 meetings against the Blues, and have won 4 games in a row against the Rangers, Carolina, Colorado, and a weak Chicago team. But that Chicago team has been playing above expected all season long. I don't get why the Islanders aren't minus 120, minus 130 in this spot, even with being on the road. So I took them at plus 110 yesterday. And if you did watch the Ice Guys earlier, I did tail Ian on Noel Chari over half a goal for the St. Louis Blues at plus 675 because he is on the top line. And apparently, Nick, you'll love this one. He's 5th in expected goals on the team when it comes to expected goals. So for me, plus 675 on the top line. I had to sprinkle a little bit. So credit to Ian Apabano on that one. Nick, I'm backing your Islanders. You can't say I don't back your teams. Facing the Blues. Yes, it's against the Blues, but it's not because it's against the Blues. It's because they're playing well and the Blues aren't. What do you think? Islanders, Blues.
Yeah, the wrong team was favored. I grabbed this at plus 110 as well, and I laid a little bit of juice on this on the other play I have for this one, which was the team total over 2.5 with the Islanders. I'm more willing to lay a little bit more juice when it comes to team total over 2.5s because I have the Islanders projected for 4 goals tonight. I have this game 4.05 to 2.10, so I see a massive discrepancy in my numbers. I see a massive goalie advantage with Ilya Sorokin over Jordan Binnington. Sorokin is playing like a Vezina caliber goaltender this year so far. And I think that can continue into this game here. Now, the Islanders, they're playing well. They're playing these really good teams and they're getting wins against teams I've heard people pick to win the Stanley Cup this year. The Avalanche, the Rangers, the Hurricanes. They went through and they took care of business in this one. And then they went in. Granted, it wasn't. They beat the Blackhawks, which aren't that great of a team. But that was a team that previous to that game had scored at least 3 goals in 7 straight games. I took the under in that one. And they got limited them to 1 goal. So that's the thing where a lot of teams like the Blackhawks that one game, they've been scoring, but they didn't face a goaltender like Ilya Sorokin, which is going to win a Vezina in the next 5 years. That's going to happen. He's that tight. He's that good of a goaltender. So Ilya Sorokin's in net. I'm getting plus money to back him. People should view that similar to when you can get plus money to back Igor Shesterkin. He's that level of goaltender. So give me the Islanders plus 110. I also took the team total over 2.5 as well.
All right. We agree. Isaac says it's a trap, and that's why he stayed off. I don't think it's necessarily a trap. I think the books just love St. Louis. The Islanders have been dogs even on this winning streak. They've still been dogs. So I think it's
there
more
will
the
be
books
value on
don't
the Islanders
quite.
this year.
Yeah, well, I'm not ready to say for the whole year, but right now I think the books are disrespecting the Islanders with how they're playing and kind of giving the Blues too much of a they'll bounce back type thing when they're playing really badly. So I don't think it's necessarily a trap. I think it's more of the books are just not seeing what's happening. Um, we'll move on to one of my favorite games of the night. We have the LA Kings and the Chicago Blackhawks. In this one, you can get LA minus 175 to minus 184. Chicago plus 150 to plus 155. Sixes, most spots, a couple 6.5s here. If you watched Dave's show yesterday, I said that there is absolutely no reason this game should be a 6. Earlier this morning, it was 6.5s everywhere, and now it's back to 6s. So I don't know exactly what's going on with the books here, but the LA Kings have played 12 games this year. One of the 12 games had less than 6 goals. The other 11 had 6 or more goals scored in them. With Chicago, 8 of 10 had at least 6 goals. Only 2 of their 10 games have gone under. When we look at the goaltending in this one, we have Soderblom for the Blackhawks, and we have Jonathan Quick for the Kings. I don't know why this game is a 6. I think this game should be more of a 7. So this could be a trap. If I don't know if we'll see what as Isaac's putting. No, he didn't put there for this one, but this could be the trap possibly. But if it is a trap, I fell for it. But I don't understand why it's at a 6. I took the over 6. I took LA team total over 3.5 plus 100, and I have 2 goal scoring props. Adrian Kempe for the Kings and Gabriel Vilardi for the Kings. The Kings' top 2 goal scorers. Vilardi plus 280, Kempe plus 185 in this one. I just don't understand why. Maybe the Blackhawks are starting to degress a bit, so maybe the books think that their scoring will degress as well. But with the goaltenders we have and with how the Kings have played all year long, I don't see how this game stays under. Nick, Kings Blackhawks, what do you think here?
Yeah. I have this game projected for 5.915 goals. So I have this actually slightly lean towards the under, but I did see when projecting this game value on the Blackhawks here, and their team total over 2.5 at minus 135 is what I got it at. I also took a shot with them at plus 142 in this game. I have the Blackhawks projected to win this game. So I like Chicago in this matchup here at home. Soderblom in his very limited appearances have actually looked pretty good. And Jonathan Quick has been one of the more disappointing goaltenders of this year. So I don't have Quick rated very high. I think that this Blackhawks team can put up at least 3 goals in this game. So that's kind of where I'm going for this one here. I'm on the Blackhawks team total over 2.5. I took a shot with them here at plus 142 as well. I think there will be a little bit of value here with the Blackhawks for the next little bit until this season starts to really get settled in, and then they'll regress back down to what the team that they should be. But it feels like still this Blackhawks team, no one told them they're supposed to suck yet, and they're offensively pretty good. So I took Blackhawks team total over 2.5 and a shot on their money line here plus 142.
Not to correct you, Nick, but it's not that nobody told the Blackhawks that they're supposed to be bad.
They can't tank
It's that
correctly.
they don't know how to tank correctly. They can't.
Well,
do
Connor
anything
Bedard's
correctly.
going to Anaheim, so that's beyond the point.
Well, that's not the case. It's very early in the year, and the team who finishes last doesn't necessarily get the top first pick. So Chicago is just, I don't know. I'll save it for another day, but they know they're supposed to be tanking. Every player in that lineup, in that room, knows that they're trying to tank. When you trade
Players
away
don't tank,
DeBrincat,
organizations do.
well, yeah, well, the organization's trying to tank, but those players are ruining it. So Chicago will be a bad team longer. Boo-hoo for the Blackhawk fans. Sorry, Blackhawk fans, but
I mean, they got 3
you
cups
guys
out
had
of it,
your
so I don't
days.
think they're really worried about it.
You had your days in the sun. We'll go on to this game, New Jersey and Edmonton. You can find the Devils plus 130 to plus 141. Edmonton minus 154 to minus 160. Sevens right across the board, plus one or minus 105 to plus 115, and then minus 117 is the best price for the under currently, all sevens. And this is one game that I'm going against my past history stats. Edmonton 5-1 in the last 6 at home against New Jersey. Funny enough, the last 3 of the last 4 meetings finished 4-3 scores. So they finished actually with 7 goals. Edmonton won 2, New Jersey won the other. I think, again, obviously, New Jersey and Boston are completely different teams. Boston should not be a dog right now, but New Jersey should not be plus 140 right now. Yes, I get it. They're on the road. Yes, Edmonton's playing well. Yes, Edmonton has the best player in hockey. But this New Jersey team is a little bit underestimated, I think. And I think there's value with them at this price. So I took the Devils plus 141 in this one. And then I do have a 3 player point parlay. I cashed my 4 player on Tuesday. Going back to it here, Jack Eichel from the Vegas Golden Knights, Matt Boldy from the Minnesota Wild, and Jesper Bratt from New Jersey, all to get a point, plus 278 for that 3-player point parlay. Jesper Bratt has been insanely good for this Devils team this year. Same, picking up right where he came off last year. Nick, Devils, Oilers, what do you think here?
Yeah, my numbers have loved the Devils all year long. I have this game projected 4.33 to 3.31 in favor of the Devils, 7.65 expected goals in this game. I have the over 6, and I got 6.5 yesterday at minus 135. I also got the team total over 3.5 of the Devils, and the Devils outright plus 147. This Devils team, I think, is going to be a team that's going to be slept on a little bit this year. And my bad, I said the team wrong. The Metro Division leading New Jersey Devils right now. It's not the Rangers, it's not the Hurricanes, it's the Devils leading this division. But that's beyond the point. I like the Devils here. This is the team I've been riding for most of the season so far. My numbers are in love with them. They're number 1 this year in the NHL in expected goals against. So they're trying to make up for their bad goaltending by not letting the opponent get many shots and not get many chances. And it's kind of worked here. They've been winning as of late. And I think the Devils are very live in tonight's game. So I took a shot with them, plus 147. Their team total over 3.5 and the full game over 6.5. So I'd love a 4-3 Devils win tonight.
There you go. And we'll move on to the next one, and then we'll get to the goalie pull segment. This is actually the last game that I have a pick in, and that is the Anaheim Ducks and the Vancouver Canucks. You can find Anaheim plus 142 to plus 153. Vancouver minus 170 to minus 184. 6.5s right across the board in this one here. And for me, I don't think Vancouver should be minus 170 right now with how they played this year. And Anaheim won their last 4 games in Vancouver. They're 8-1-1 in the last 10 meetings and 12-2-1 in the last 15 meetings, going back to a long time. The Ducks had success against this Vancouver team, and they're at a nice plus price here. Quack, quack. Give me the Ducks. I got them for plus 148. You can get them up to plus 153 now. Don't anybody ever tell me that I don't bet dogs, because I'm on 4 of them tonight. So there we go. Nick, Ducks, Canucks. Ducks, Canucks. Interesting. What do you think here?
Yeah, there's no ducking way I'm backing Anaheim right now. And I said this during the ESP show this morning. I said, looking at next year, it's going to be a lot of fun watching Zegras and Bedard on the same team, because this team ducking sucks. But that's beyond. I know I keep using that pun, but I have this game as 3.99, basically 4 goals to 3.27 in favor of the Canucks. I'm on the over 6 in this game. I got that at minus 115 yesterday. And I got the team total over 3.5 with the Canucks at minus 110. I don't trust the Canucks to win the game, though, because we've seen them blow leads before, but I can see them putting up goals against this Ducks team that has defensively looked horrible. I mean, they look so bad they even scored an own goal against themselves the other day. Yeah, did you see that clip? It just showed that Bedard's season is ready in Anaheim, the way that the Ducks scored an own goal the other night. But yeah, I have this game projected for almost about 7.25 goals. So I love the over 6. And I like the Canucks in this game to take care of business. And I think the Ducks are a team that I'm just going to look to bet team total overs against probably for the rest of the season because their numbers are horrible. They've lost every single expected goal battle as well. So they've been outchanced and outplayed in every single game they've played. So the only games they've won is when Gibson stands on his head and wins them that game for them. So I'm not trusting the Ducks with my money. And I love to back bad teams, but this is a team that just grades so bad for me. So I'm on the Canucks team total over, and I'm on the full game over.
All right. I agree with Toby full on the fade of the Canucks right now on further notice. And if you look at this, when I was looking at power play stats, these are the 2 worst penalty kills in the league.
No
so I thought, oh, interesting. And because I'm backing Anaheim, I thought, oh, maybe I'll look at an Anaheim power play prop. The Ducks are second worst with 9%. And we actually have a team, not to get off topic, we actually have a team in the NHL this year that has yet to score a power play goal. Anyone in the chat have any guesses without looking it up? Who is the one NHL team that did not score a goal on a power play? And no, it is not the Arizona Coyotes because they are third best in the NHL.
They're good. Yeah, Arizona's good on the power play. I remember that.
But it is a little bit of a surprise on who that team is. But we'll let people guess and think about it here when we go to goalie poll segment. We'll see if anyone.
I suck saying the
gets it.
Wild. No, it's not the Wild.
No.
Yeah, though. Yeah.
The Ducks. No, it is the Columbus Blue Jackets.
Oh, that doesn't surprise me. They're another team going for Bedard.
But their offense hasn't been too horrible, but they haven't scored a power play goal.
Screw you, Tim. It's not the Islanders. The Islanders have actually. I saw a stat the other day that the Islanders. I don't know if this is still true, but a couple days ago they were number 1 in the NHL in third period goals.
Interesting. And Tim said Columbus was his next guess.
Sure.
What a dumpster fire in Ohio.
Haha, yeah, burn in hell, Johnny Hockey.
Hey,
could have been an Islander.
We'll go on to the goalie poll segment, the remaining games here. And as I said, I don't have anything in any of them. Washington has dominated Detroit for a long time. 6-0 in their last 6 games in Detroit. They've won. They've had points in 12 of their last 15 meetings against Detroit. 12-0-3. But this Washington team has injuries right now. And even though it is a nice price for them, I can't back them at this time. Sabres for the Cup, says Tim. Toby says got to run. Thanks for watching, Toby. Have a good one. But basically for me, I can't back Washington. But I do think they probably win. So that game's ultimately a pass. Carolina and Tampa Bay. I have absolutely no feeling whatsoever in this game. So in those type of games, when you just can't pick a side at all, that could be a good draw spot. When you just absolutely can't decide on a team. But I'm not going to get involved. Montreal, Winnipeg. I think Winnipeg wins this game, but they are currently, get it up here, minus 205 favorites. And I'm sorry, but I will not back. There goes Finnegan barking, so maybe Montreal is live. We'll see. But no, I can't back Winnipeg at minus 200. I know they're playing better than expected, but I still can't back them at that price. Nashville, Calgary. Calgary obviously coming off a embarrassing blown game against the Kraken. Could be a huge get-right spot back with Markstrom in net. And Calgary has actually not enjoyed playing Nashville. Nashville 6-1-1 in their last 8 games in Calgary, and 5 of 6 went to overtime. 5 of the last 6 meetings. So these two teams go to overtime a lot. But ultimately, I don't want to back either team or get involved in this game. Dallas and Arizona, pass. 1-800-GAMBLER, 1-800-GAMBLER, 1-800-GAMBLER. Florida, San Jose. Florida 9-1 in their last 10 in San Jose. Even being on the other side of the country, they like to come to San Jose for some reason. But they are minus 200 favorites. And they just lost Arizona. So I can't take them on the puck line here against the Sharks. Not in this situation. And then back to the Dallas game. Dallas 5-2 in their last 7 in Arizona, and 12-2-1 in the last 15 meetings. So Dallas has had a lot of success against Arizona recently as well. But ultimately, these 5 games or 6 games are passes for me. Nick, goalie pull segment, the rest of the games. What do you think?
Yeah, Washington, Detroit. I have this game projected for 5.3 goals, 2.8 to 2.5 in favor of the Capitals. So it's a slight lean towards Washington in this game. But I do like the under in this one with Husso and Kemper in net. Kemper's been really good so far this year. He's been the one that's been keeping this Washington team in games. I don't know if I want to back this Washington team though until they get their players back, until they get Oshie back, and until they get Carlson back. And this team just isn't that. This team's struggling without those big players, especially on the power play. So I like under 6.5 with Detroit and Washington. Carolina and Tampa Bay. It's a lean towards Tampa Bay in this game. I'm projecting Anderson and Vasilevsky. Is that? I believe that is. It's Anderson Vasilevsky, which means it's going to be Ranta tomorrow at home against Buffalo. So backup goaltender tomorrow. I think that this is a good play for a draw potentially in this game. I think we've seen these two teams go to overtime a few times the last few times they've played each other between Carolina and Tampa. I lean under. Right? No, wait. Let me get my numbers back up. I was looking at goalies there. No, I don't lean under. I lean slightly over, but it wasn't enough for me to pull the trigger here. And I lean Lightning, but I didn't bet it. Moving on to what was the third game on there? Toronto against the Sabres, yeah. Montreal, Winnipeg. This was an interesting one because Montembeault has been good, and so Hellebuck's been insane this year. I have this game projected 2.44 to 2.06 in favor for the Montreal Canadiens. So I do think the Canadiens are a very live underdog in this game. I see a bigger edge on the total, though. I have this game projected for 4.5 goals. So I see about 2 goal edge on this, or 1.5 goal edge on this under that I got plus 113 for with under 6 in this game. I see a low scoring game with 2 goalies that are playing well. So I'm on under 6, Winnipeg and Montreal. Did not play the Calgary-Nashville game. I do have that game projected 3.54 to 2.45. So I had this game about right. This line's about right. Flames should win this game. Not looking to target it here. And then the final 2 games. I wasn't originally on this Arizona and Dallas game, but then I saw Ingram in net for Arizona instead of Kirill Vejmelka. Vejmelka has been an absolute beast this year. When you look at his expected numbers compared to his actual numbers, this guy is having their opponents put up 5-6 expected goals in some games, and he's limiting them to 1, 2, 3 goals. We saw it the other night. 1 goal for the Panthers, over 6 expected goals. He was absolutely insane. The Panthers were all over him, and he was a brick wall. Now we're getting Ingram, who is definitely a downgrade. And when I put Ingram in instead of Vejmelka, my total went up by almost a goal. That's the difference between these 2 goaltenders right now. I don't think Ingram's going to be as good when seeing that many shots. I like the over 6 in this game. I saw it was a 6, and I thought that was a stupid line. So over 6 And I like the team total over 3.5 at -120 with the Stars as well. I have them projected for 4.73 goals. The Yotes are worse in the league in expected goals against. And I believe the Stars are going to be able to get plenty on net here in this game. And Ingram is not somebody I trust to stop it. So team total over and full game over for the Stars game there. And then finally, we have the Sharks and the Panthers to end the night. I have this game projected 3.22 to 3.1 in favor of the San Jose Sharks. And this line's dropped a little bit here. Reimer's actually looked good. 0.82 is my goalie number for him compared to 1.06 for Bobrovsky. Bobrovsky's been slightly below average compared to Reimer, who's been slightly above average so far this year. And I took plus 193 with the Sharks. This line is dropped. You can now get the Sharks for plus 179. So about a 14-cent line movement towards the Sharks in this game. I also took the Sharks team total over 2.5 at -130. I have them projected for 3.22 goals. So I had thought there was a little bit of an edge on that one as well. So Sharks team total over, and going a little Sharks money line here to end the night.
All right. Before we get to other picks, there will be a hockey game played tomorrow before the show is on.
Yep.
Because we have Colorado and Columbus playing in Finland tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern. So we will quickly look over that game. You can get Columbus plus 200 to plus 224, Colorado minus 238 to minus 271, 6.5s right across the board. And this one here. And for me, it's going to be backing Finnish players to get points. So basically, that's how I'm going to tackle this game, player prop wise, obviously, depending on odds and stuff. But I thought I'd bring it up since it'll be on before the show tomorrow. But that's basically my only thought. I don't know over under. I don't know what to expect in Finland with the total. And Columbus plus 200 dog. Maybe something weird could happen. But ultimately, for me, it's going to be looking to back the Finnish players on props in this one. Nick, any thoughts in the Global Series, Columbus, Colorado, and Finland tomorrow?
Yeah, looking at this game, I've already capped this one. I have this projected for about 7 goals, so it's a slight lean towards the over in this game. I'm more interested in the Avalanche team total over and the Avalanche puck line in this game. Around plus 101, you can get Avalanche minus 1.5 for. I think that'll be negative minus. I think that'll be minus 110, minus 115 come game time. I do think money and everything is going to come in on the Avalanche here. I have Merzlikins as one of the worst goalies in hockey right now. His goalie number is a 1.46. He's given up 29 goals and only 19.8 expected goals against. He's given up almost 10 more goals than he's supposed to so far this season. He's been horrible. And Georgiev's been above average, 0.826. He's given up 17 goals compared to 20.57 expected goals against. So he's been about above average goal. I have this game projected for 4.57 to 2.41. I think there's some value here getting plus money with the Avalanche minus 1.5. And I'm probably going to look to play the Avalanche team total over because I have them projected for over 4.5 goals. So I think that this is a blowout for this game. Avalanche take care of business here.
All right. I'll probably have more action in game 2 because they play Saturday as well. So they have a back-to-back here in Finland. So I'll probably have more action in game 2, but figured we discuss game 1 happening tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern. Going on to other picks to finish off the show before we get to best bets. I don't have any. I don't have any basket. Tim, who I'm sure is watching, you'll be happy to hear. I will be having my first official plays in the NBA on the site tomorrow. There's a couple spots that I'm looking at in the NBA for tomorrow, so make sure I will obviously go over that on the NBA show tomorrow. But today, just hockey for me. I've given out everything I'm on. I have absolutely no opinion on the Thursday night football game for today. And baseball, the season's already over for me. Nick, other picks? What do you think here on the other sports?
Well, baseball's not quite over for me yet. I'm still getting involved in the World Series. I don't know why people say that capping baseball is so difficult. I mean, game 3, we had the Phillies tie the record for home runs in a World Series game. In game 4, they get no hit. I don't understand how people can't predict this stuff. Like, it's ridiculous. No, but yeah, the Phillies got no hit yesterday. They're totally done. This series is over. That. Give me the Phillies first 5 money line plus 135. Give me their team total over 3.5 at plus 125. And a little half unit sprinkle here. I'm on the run line here, not the plus 1.5, the reverse run line here with the Phillies at plus 275. Verlander has been terrible in World Series games. I believe I saw a stat where Madison Bumgarner can sign with either of these teams, give up 23 consecutive home runs, and still have a better World Series ERA than Justin Verlander. Yes. Verlander, for whatever reason, can't perform in the World Series. So I am all over fading him here. I know it's scary to fade to back Noah Syndergaard, but he's actually not been bad this postseason. He's only given up 1 earned run and I believe 6 innings pitched. So this is a spot here where bounce back city here for Philly before this thing heads back to Houston. It'll go back to Houston with the Phillies up 3-2. In the NBA, I took both dogs plus the points. I got the Magic at 8.5, the Thunder at 5.5. I just saw line value on both of those. I had the Magic as a 2-point dog, and I had the Thunder as a 1.5-point dog. So I saw decent value on both those. Fading Golden State on the road, where they're 0-4 straight up so far this season. And then in the beautiful Thursday night football game, we get the Houston Texans and the Philadelphia Eagles. This is the largest favorites in Thursday night football history on the road here. Yeah, at a 13.5. We've never had a line this big on a Thursday night football game. I got 14.5 at minus 124 with the Texans in this game. I threw a quarter unit down on the Texans to win this game outright at plus 580. And I took the game under 45 because it's a primetime game. I can see this being one of those where the Eagles are extremely conservative and they're just looking to get through this short week healthy. And I can see a backdoor cover in this game. And I can see this getting a little bit ugly and maybe a low-scoring win for the Texans. So don't be scared to throw coffee money at the Texans outright. Nothing crazy. Bet size accordingly. Never mind. Oh wait, for the Eagles.
Well,
okay,
when
the Eagles lose, that's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, I read that quick. No, when the Eagles lose, yeah, and Trent's on the Eagles. So there we go. The Texans outright here for me there, and then that's about it.
All right. We will go on to the best bet segment, and we'll start with over under, as we usually do. For me, LA Chicago over 6. This should not be a 6 whatsoever. Like, give me that game over 6 minus 118. Nick, you're taking Vegas Ottawa under 6.5 minus 110. Tim is going Denver Nuggets team total over 117.5 minus 107. Ryan is going with Vegas Ottawa under 6.5 as well, minus 110. Occupancy is going Calgary team total over 3.5 minus 115. IceX is taking Ottawa team total under 2.5 plus 136. And Cubano is going with Golden State Orlando over 225.5 minus 110. Going on to dog of the day. For me, the New York Islanders plus 102. Ryan also taking the New York Islanders plus 102. Nick, you're going with the San Jose Sharks plus 185. Occupancy is going with Anaheim Ducks plus 153. IceX is going with New Jersey Devils plus 146. Cabana is going with Boston Bruins plus 115. And Tim is going with the Orlando Magic in the NBA here. And for best bets today, yes, I'm going to do it. I haven't in a while, actually. But I'm going to go Minnesota Wild minus 1.5. I think they put it all out there on the ice before the 4 days off. Plus 160 Wild puck line. Nick, you're going New Jersey Devils money line plus 140. Tim, I think that's plus 145. I don't know. I'll check. But Tim is going Anaheim in regulation plus 230. Ryan is going with Edmonton Oilers in regulation plus 100. Occupancy is taking Carolina Hurricanes money line plus 100. IceX is taking David Pastrnak anytime goal plus 141. And Cubano is taking LA Kings in regulation minus 110. And Ryan, the Kraken fan, is saying go Kraken.
Release the Kraken.
Yes, we will see, Ryan, what happens. We will see what happens. But that is today's show. I'll probably be backing the Kraken in their next game because they're heading to Pittsburgh. And right now, that's, yeah. But that'll be for Saturday's show. If you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button. If you like the content, smash the like button. We appreciate all the support. And we'll see you again tomorrow, 4 p.m. Eastern, for another episode. Getting Well with Terry and Friends. Best of luck on this big NHL slate. And let's all make some money. Have a good one, guys.